Hi guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. Today's video we're going to be doing on screws, springs, and gears, stuff that you need for your armor and your weapon repair. This isn't the definitive list of where these things are found. This is just a couple places that I know of where you can get a large amount of them without having to do a whole lot of fighting. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. Also, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like and the notification button. The likes helps me get in front of other people due to the algorithm of YouTube. So if you do get something from this video and you enjoy the content, please subscribe. I'm only got 26 subscribers so far, so we're looking to make it bigger. Hang in there, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Alright, so this video we're going to be looking into springs, screws, and gears. There's several places on the map to find them, but the first place we're going to go is up to the abandoned bog town. And the closest place you can get to the abandoned bog town is the pylon B13, which is right next door. So we're going to jump there. And when you first get there, you're going to have to clear out a few enemies before you get to the actual back of the workshop. Already done that before we started this part of the video, so we're gonna go up to the two brick buildings that are straight ahead of you, go in between them, and you'll find a fire escape. Now you'll have to go up to the third floor on the fire escape, and when you get to the third floor, there'll be several little pieces of junk. When you first get inside the room, I'm gonna speed through that a little bit until we get to the part where you're gonna have to make a jump. Now, for this portion, you're either going to have to go all the way to the roof and drop down through a hole in the ceiling, or if you have the marsupial skill, you'll see where you'll be able to jump up through a hole in the floor. Now, I have the marsupial skill, so that's the way we're going to go. But as you see, there's lots of little paint cans and, you know, screwdrivers and wrenches and stuff laying around. Don't forget the little workbench thing back here. And then, if you look up, right next to this cart, you'll see the hole in the floor. Now, I hit my head the first time, so I had to jump another time. But once you're up here, you can stand up. There's no enemies in here, and turn your light on. There's typewriters, desk fans, and telephones all over everywhere. Almost every single desk has a desk fan or a typewriter on it. And you'll also see at the end of each row just about the little globes that are the antique globes that are on top of the cabinets and stuff. They have screws in them as well. Make sure you pick up all of the battered clipboards, all of the phones, and all of the typewriters. And over in the little kitchenette area over there, you'll find a toaster and a hot plate, which also has I believe screws in it. So I'm gonna let you sit back and go through this little bit right here and see what we can pick up. Alright, now that we've gotten all that picked up, you'll see how much stuff we got just in this one little area downstairs and upstairs. And when we're going to leave here, we're going to be going across the street to the police station. Now, a lot of people know, but in the very back of the police station, there's a set, or not a set, but a wheelbarrow that's got about 5 or 6 sets of handcuffs in it. And each set of handcuffs has screws in them. So I'm just kind of showing you, what we picked up here. And then we're going to jump back down and go back to the other side of the street. You can usually hop right over the railing here. You might take a little damage, but it's nothing major. And then you'll see the police station is the building with the blue stripe around it and the word police on the front. You have a desk fan in front, and there's usually a telephone or two on that desk. Now, I go through this secure gate and shoot this mutant back here because sometimes he goes out the back door and I end up having to fight him anyway. But this little wheelbarrow right here is full of handcuffs. I forgot to count them, so it's either 5 or 6 pair, I can't remember. But we're going to go back through. And if you look right here on the counter, where's it at? It's right there. Police jail key. That opens that door in the back where the mutant's at. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. We're going to run back to my tent and show you how much we got out of here. Now, because it's a workshop, I had to set my tent way out here in the middle of nowhere. But when we hit the box, you'll see we have 23 gears, 23 screws, and 20 springs. Next place we're going to be going is the White Spring service entrance. It's next to the White Spring and the White Spring station. It's where you do the Enclave quest at. And when you come in, there's a lot of desk fans and phones and stuff like that where we're going to be going. Okay, so you can go forward and you're going to take the first left outside of this door, and that's going to take you down to the left and then down and to the right. You can go straight across and go back up to the right, straight across again, and then down to the right, and then you're going to hit the military wing. The military wing, there's a bunch of desks in here. There's a couple other things you need to look for while you're in here other than the fans and the telephones and such. If you look inside each desk, you'll see stuff in them. But I would suggest that you leave them until you find... Hold on, I got one coming up here. This. Technical data. Technical data can be turned into the Brotherhood of Steel for special plans and special outfits and stuff. So if you don't see the technical data in the desk, leave the junk that's in there, and the next time you swap servers, when you come back, there'll be an opportunity for there to be a technical data in that same desk. But if you take the trash out, or the junk out of it, then when you get to the next server, it'll always be empty. So here's another one. But just take the telephones. Telephones have circuits and copper and something else on them. But I know the desk fans each have a screw in them. So there's like 3 or 4 in here. Sometimes there's up to 6, depending on if somebody else has already been in here. But once we're done with this, we're going to be going to the Watoga High School. Now, I couldn't remember if I had checked the first desk, so I went around the side because I thought the Gutsy was in the way. But yeah, it's just an unrusted tin can. stuff we're not going to pick up. So we're going to go back to the map here in just a second, and we're going to jump to the Watoga High School, which is right next to the Watoga train station. Now this is the place where it's a possibility you may have to fight some mobs. So since I'm a commando sneak build, I always get down squatted so I can sneak. And as soon as I get in the door, I usually draw my gun. A lot of the times when you first come in, there's robots in the lobby. But we're going to start on the left-hand door right here, the main office. Typewriter, phone, globe. Fan. I'm going to check the file cabinets first. Didn't take the fan. The file cabinets in here are just like the desks at the White Springs. They have a chance of having technical data in them. And if you leave the junk in there that's in there, when you come back on another server, you'll be able to check them again. See, this one's got technical data in it. And that's a level 3 lockpick. I don't pick that lock very often. Also in this desk, in the little cubby holes under the computer, there's a chance of a cap stash, so make sure to look for that. Telephone, check the drink machine for the glowing sodas, which are not in there right now. And then we're going to go to the theater. File cabinet here, technical data. File cabinet there. I always pick this lock because it always adds to the locks picked quest that you got that gives you atoms in the atom shop. And check the trash cans. I got lucky on this run and I found 3 or 4 typewriters in places where I wouldn't normally find one. So come up here, take the first right into the top of the lunchroom, and you'll find paint cans all over the floor, colored and uncolored. Paint cans have 5 lead apiece in them, so it does add up if you pick them all up when you're going through, and that'll be some more stuff that you can scrap at the end and get lead that you need for making bullets and stuff. Now I do this route the same way every time so that I don't miss any of the file cabinets. If you know of any more file cabinets inside this building that I didn't hit, please leave a message down or comment down below. That way I can find them too, because I thought there was one in this room, but it's just lockers in here. But if there's another file cabinet somewhere that I don't know about, I'd like to know about it so that I can start picking at that one too. Desk fan, soda bottle. No technical data. Another globe. And then out and across to the library. Upstairs there's one in the corner over here. And I happened to find a typewriter in this one, so I went ahead and took it. But down one more flight and across, you'll see the orange one over in the corner. But there's a chance at a cap stash behind this desk, as well as a magazine. There's not one here this time, but I always grab this clipboard because that's an extra spring. Then you got this orange file cabinet here, and then over in the corner right before you leave, you'll see 2 more. And check these 2 here. Now when you come out, you'll want to turn right and then go in through this door over here, and across all the way at the back there's the last file cabinet that I usually check. And I don't know why I took the scissors out of that one. I just wasn't thinking. So we're done here. We're going to leave and go back outside and then go to the Watoga train station and see what we got. So we go to the Tinker's Bench, we hit scrap items, and we end up with, move up a little bit more, 16 gears, 16 screws, and 7 springs. But you saw what we got on there. Now we're going to be going to Camp Mcclintock. Now Camp Mcclintock is specifically for springs. If you need springs, hit Camp Mcclintock once a day. There's about 25 battered clipboards in here, and they're all over the ground. So you come in the front door, and they're right next to the front door. As soon as you come in, there's a few. Sometimes you have to squat down to see them, but they're right here. And then if you go over to the desk where the Gutsy's at, over here on this side, I don't know why I always look that there's nothing in there, but there's a few on the ground here, and there's usually one up on the desk right here. Now there's always, or not always, there's a spawn for ammo bag over here, which will give you ballistic fiber. So make sure to check a look for that. Excess adhesive is something that you'll always need. I'm always running out of that. I don't know why, because I got a little farm for it at the house. But you go across the way, and there's several of these little blue containers sitting around, and most of them have clipboards in them. Anytime you see a blue container, make sure you look around the floor too, because there may be one just on the floor that you didn't see. A couple over here on top of this cabinet, one on top of the desk behind the soldier that's sitting here. He won't get out of the way. There we go. All right. And then over here on the other side, another one of these blue containers with some clipboards in it. I don't see any on the ground. Also, another spawn for the ammo bag is this bottom shelf of this locker right here. There's a few right here, and I think there's 2 more after these right here beside the door in this blue container. And that should be pretty much it for the clipboards in here. You have a weapons workbench, and you have an armor workbench in the back of this building. So this is where I usually scrap all my stuff at. So if we hit scrap, we got 24 clipboards, and that gives us 24 springs, because each one's got 1 spring on it. And now, the next place we're going to be going is the very best place in the game for screws. It's an event, and it's called A Colossal Problem. It's the one with the Wendigo Colossus in it and all of the Wendigo spawns. The boss is named Earl Williams. Now Earl does drop screws, but not as much as his little counterparts do. So when you go in, you have to get at least 1,000 points of damage on Earl to get anything off of Earl, for him to drop you anything. So the first thing I always do is run in and go ahead and get my 1,000 points as fast as I can. Once I'm pretty sure I got my 1,000 points, I turn around and I start shooting all the Wendigo spawns that are around him. And there's a lot of them. A lot of Wendigo spawns. Just kill every one of them that you can. A good way to do it is to get like an explosive weapon that shoots automatic. And you don't have to kill them all. But if you tag them all, when the other players that are in here kill them, you'll get not only the experience points for them, but you'll be able to loot their bodies too. Also, if while you're in here, Earl screams and you start running, best thing you can do is run straight into a wall that's close by. And as soon as you stop running, squat back down. because you run a chance of the Wendigo spawns not have seen you. And as you can see, I just turn around and start shooting the spawns. Now, anytime Earl goes down, which is what he just did, you'll see a lot of Wendigo spawns jump up out of the ground or come down from the ceiling. There'll be a large crowd of them. But ever since they got the new loot grab feature on the game, it's so much easier to pick up all the screws in here. All you got to do is go to a nearby body or plasma goo, and see that where it's not white, you're going to turn away from the pile, and when you turn back it'll be white. You hit X and it'll pick up everything within 30 meters of where you're standing. So I ended up picking up from Earl because I was less than 30 meters away from him. And as you can see, all the little spawns are empty, but if you see that white thing light up, if you hit the X again, if there's anything that you missed that has now come in range, you'll be able to pick that up. So go around, click on the spawns. If they turn white, click on them again, and sometimes there'll be something else that was just barely out of your range that you'll be able to pick up again. And you can usually go around, and by picking up from 3 different spots in here, you can pick up everything that's in here. So we're going to be done picking up in here. I'm going to go hide in the cave for a minute and speed this up a little bit until we get outside. Well, once you get outside at Earl, the first thing you need to do is run out of the radiation zone. Usually by the where the circle is at for the nuke blast will allow you to determine which direction you need to run when you get out. And of course, when you get a colossal problem, you get stabilized flux and a bunch of other little rewards and stuff. But if you look right here, that one event, 274 screws. One event, 274 screws. If you do that 5 times a day, or if you can get it 2 or 3 times a day, you're going to end up with thousands and thousands of screws. You probably won't ever run out of them. So that's it for the video today. There's a couple more places that you could check into that have some good junk in them, like any of the amusement parks where they have the toys, toy cars, toy trucks, stuff like that have screws in them. Also, combination wrenches have gears, so check your junk before you scrap it. Make sure you got all the stuff out of it. Hey guys, and welcome to the end of the video. We appreciate you watching. Thank you for hitting the notification bell, like, subscribe, share the video if you can. And next video we're going to do is going to be on ultracite. You need that to make your flux and things of that nature, and your bullets if you're using ultracite bullets. So hang in there. We're going to be out with another video as soon as I can. And thanks again for subscribing to the channel. Bye.